and in this week's edition of Pet Talk, I'm joined by Dr. Jen Bundy from Northwood Animal Hospital, who's seeing a lot of cases of fleas lately. This is something that affects a lot of animals. So tell us a little bit about what you're seeing.
It really does. And you know, we see it most in the spring, summer, and fall, especially in the fall. And that's just because the weather has been perfect all summer for them to breed, replicate, and really cause a problem. Owners, I'm seeing it every single day.
And one thing that really is kind of a good signal of that your pet has is they're scratching.
Right, right. And the reason that they're scratching, a lot of people don't know this, but they're not actually reacting to the flea itself, but to the flea's saliva. Okay. So a flea jumps on your pet, bites, and your pet has an allergic reaction, and scratching is the #1 sign that we're going to see. A lot of times we don't see fleas on the pet, especially cats. So people will call and say, my cat's scratching, but there are no fleas, so there's something else wrong. And 90% of the time it's going to be fleas. We just don't see it because cats are such amazing groomers that they're swallowing all those fleas and flea dirt. Ooh. But scratching is horrible. You saw that picture. It can cause hair loss. It can cause open sores. Kind of a big deal.
Yeah, and they're also maybe chewing and biting at themselves too. That's another sign.
Right, because the saliva causes an allergic reaction, so they're itchy, they're intensely itchy. And this is something that is not just, say, on a scale of 1 to 10, a 1 in terms of itching. This is a 7, 8, 9, and even a 10. These cats and dogs are digging at themselves, they're mutilating themselves. They have big open sores, they can be bleeding. Yeah, it's big.
It's big. So like you said, open sores can be caused by it, and also hair loss, which is really, really, really bad for cats to see. So coming up in the next 30 minutes, we'll talk about treatment. Yeah. So what can people do once their pet has fleas?
Well, and it's hard to even know if your pet does have fleas. So if you have intense scratching in the spring, summer, or fall, chances are that it's fleas. You know, up to 90% of cases that we see of scratching issues are fleas, and people may not know that because they might not see fleas on your pet, but that doesn't mean that they're not there. It just means that your pet's a great groomer.
Right.
Once your pet has fleas and a vet has diagnosed that, there are two things. You have to treat the illness right now, and then you need to prevent future illness. And the way that you treat, Holly, is to take care of your pet and take care of the environment. These are two really big factors. If you take care of one and not the other, they're just going to get fleas again in a month. So you have to treat every single pet in the environment. This includes all the other kitties that you have at home, any other dogs that you have at home, because if one has them, they all have them.
Chances are they'll all get them.
Yeah, they share back and forth. And then you need to treat your environment because those fleas, one female flea lays 50 eggs a day.
Wow.
That's 50. That's a lot of babies.
A day.
A day per
wow.
flea, and they're going to hatch in 2 weeks. All of those eggs drop. They drop on your carpet, they drop on your couch, they drop on the flea on the animal itself, and then 2 weeks later they're going to hatch. So you need to not only treat your pets but also the environment in your house.
Okay, and then are there special products that they need to use? What can you do to help your pet out?
Well, prevention is key, and a lot of people do not use monthly prevention on their pet because they think that it's too expensive, but honestly it's much less expensive to prevent fleas on your pet than to treat once they're there. It's a nightmare once they're there. We have monthly prevention. You just put it on the pet once a month. You're done for that month. They will not get fleas.
You won't have to think about it even.
You don't.
Yeah, definitely want to prevent, because it's awful to see your pet scratching and pretty much in pain. You know, it's painful.
They are in pain. They're so uncomfortable. They can scratch themselves wide open. They lose their hair, have you know, open bloody sores on them. And for something that's so easily preventable, it's just very sad to see.
Definitely, and it's definitely this time of year is when you're seeing a lot of these cases.
We are.
So it's a good time to remind everyone to be preventing those fleas, because you don't want to see your pet in that much pain. Thank you so much to Dr. Jen Bundy for joining us from Northwood Animal Hospital.